nobody's perfect. And I am definitely no exception to that rule, especially when it comes to like making these charts and things. I often find myself making typos. And well, this drives me crazy because then I have to go back and fix them all. But it more drives me crazy because I don't want to be like teaching people the wrong way or misinforming or having you study the wrong way. So I sincerely apologize. And I do my best to, when I find the typos, actually go and correct them. And if you want to make sure that you have the most up-to-date version of something, you can find them in my metabolism graphics Google Drive, which I'll share the link to. Here you can find the most up-to-date versions of it, and you can even see like when I uploaded that version, so you can tell, do you have the most accurate, most up-to-date one? So here are kind of like the core ones, and then you can go and you can see if you want more specifics on glycolysis, maybe you want some protein metabolism, lipid metabolism, various other things. I have like you can find lots of graphics here. So I make sure that when I find typos, I fix them and I upload them here to this metabolism graphics. Because these kind of like lets you upload new versions of things, the same link that I gave before will still take you to the most up-to-date version of it. You can also find that I have a lot of these graphics on my blog, on my metabolism page, as well as links to videos and other resources like my spreadsheet template. And then here's that same link to that graphics Google Drive that I just showed you. One key thing, what I spent my morning fixing was I realized that in places I had the pyruvate dehydrogenase. I forgot to put in the CoA part. So I was having pyruvate go to acetyl-CoA without having the actual CoA part come from anywhere. So I fixed those. I also, a couple weeks ago, I had the arrows wrong for the pentose phosphate pathway. I had it going to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate instead of fructose 1-phosphate. It's fructose 6-phosphate. So I fixed that. And yeah, again, I fixed the CoAs and a bunch of different graphics. And so all of the most up-to-date versions you'll find, I make sure that I put the most up-to-date versions in the metabolism graphics Google Drive and on this main sheet. I cannot guarantee that in all of the individual posts, I have corrected them. But I try my best to like go through and fix them, but I have a full-time job. So when I do find typos, I make sure that I change them on this main metabolism page, as well as in the metabolism graphics drive, and also in my metabolism spreadsheet example chart. I'll make sure that these are going to be up to date too. But I can't guarantee that like for all of the individual posts, they're going to be the most recent versions, just because there's a lot of posts to actually go through. So again, you can find them in like Let's Talk Science, and you can look at the other spreadsheet I have of posts by topic. But I will make sure that kind of the ones on this main page are fixed if I can. So on this page, you'll find the various charts as well as some selected posts. So these have links to various posts, as well as then a bunch of the core graphics. It's easier for me to fix them and make sure that they're all fixed when they're on the same page. And then the individual posts, there could be older versions. And so I do apologize for that. And I apologize if any of you have the older versions, maybe you downloaded them or copied them or something. So if you want to make sure that you have the most up-to-date version, go to the Metabolism Graphics Google Drive. Here you'll find the most up-to-date versions of things. And please let me know if you do find a typo, because I want to fix them. It's I can't keep up with all of them sometimes, and so it's hard because I don't realize where I had a typo in a different post that I was using the same picture or something like that. Basically, I'm not a graphic designer. I am not an editor. I do this all just to help people learn. And so I try to go through, but if you just to get a sense of kind of what my workflow is like when it comes to these graphics, it's not the most kind of beautiful or thing or anything like that. I copy and paste from various parts of one figure to another figure. So sometimes the errors propagate that way. And sometimes there's like a copy and paste problem when that happens, where I don't select everything. Bottom line, there could be typos. Please do your best to kind of think through, like, is that really right? And if something doesn't seem right, please, please, please tell me. Please look it up in a different alternative source. If you see that something like pyruvate is going to acetyl-CoA, but CoA is not coming out in from anywhere, then that should be a hint that something might be wrong. Maybe you should look it up. And then please do reach out and let me know so I can go ahead and fix that if I can. Doing my best. And so I hope that on net, this is more helpful than harmful. But I do apologize for any typos, and thanks for understanding. And go to the drive if you want to make sure that you have the most updated version of things. And happy learning.